On the news tonight, Senate passes 2018 budget of 9.120 trillion naira, the largest in Nigeria's history. In business, consumer price index drops from 13.34% to 12.48%. And on the foreign scene, Kenya President Uhuru Kenyatta signs sweeping Cybercrimes Act into law. Hello there, and many thanks for joining us on Superscreen's flagship news broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Adinike Oweye Ajiboye. The Nigerian Senate has passed the 2018 budget that rose from 8.6 trillion naira to 9.120 trillion naira 6 months after it was presented to the joint session of the National Assembly by President Muhammadu Buhari. The 2018 proposal by President Muhammadu Buhari had projected an oil price, a benchmark at $45, a crude oil production at 2.3, and based on an exchange rate of 305 naira to $1, and this was jacked up from $45 per barrel to $51 per barrel. Presenting the report, Chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriation, Danjuma Goje, said the increment was done in consultation with the executive.
Of the total sum of 9,120,334,988,225 naira only, of which 530,421,368,624 naira only is for statutory transfers, 2,203,835,365,699 naira is only for debt service, 3,512,677,902,077 naira only is for recurring non-debt expenditure, while the sum of 2,873,400,351,825 naira is for contribution to the development fund for capital expenditure for the financial year beginning from the day this bill is signed into law. This bill is read the third time and passed. Let me, distinguished colleagues, thank you all so much for particularly the relevant subcommittees, and more importantly also the chairman of appropriation of the Senate, and also the chairman of appropriation in the House committee, because I know this was a joint effort that was done. Let me, particularly for me, today is a very happy day for those of us who are from the medical profession, those serving and those who are not serving. I want, on behalf of all doctors, practicing doctors, not native doctors, all doctors, to thank the entire National Assembly for these 1% of budget towards primary health care provision. These will go a long way in addressing our health issues.
The governor of Yobe State, Ibrahim Gaidam, has sworn in Karimatu Bulama and Musa Kachala as justices of the State High Court. Gaidam said the appointment followed the recommendations of the National Judicial Council, NJC, in conformity of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Report says the governor enjoined the new judges to dedicate themselves and be committed to their responsibilities. He further said that the appointment and swearing in was part of the administration's ongoing reforms to rejuvenate the judiciary and the system of governance in Yobe State. The senior special advisor to President Muhammadu Buhari on National Assembly matters, Senator Ita Enang, says the National Assembly is yet to transmit the recently passed Petroleum Industry Governance Bill (PIGB) to his principal. Enang, who disclosed this, also said the bill is still under ongoing standard operating legislative processes of the National Assembly preparatory to transmission. You'll recall that the Chairman Senate Committee on Petroleum Resources, Tayo Alashadura, said the PIG bill will be presented for presidential assent on March 30. 1 month later, Senate President Bukola Saraki tweeted that it has been transmitted to President Buhari. Federal lawmakers representing Delta State Senator Ovie Omo Agege has resumed legislative activities today. The lawmaker was seen signing the attendance for the day at the entrance of the Senate chamber and was well received by his colleagues. The senator had early on Monday told journalists in Abuja that he may resume plenary on Tuesday.
The court order, we've gotten it served on the Senate and the Senate President and the Attorney General of the Federation. Yes, I'm also aware that they've gone ahead to file an application for stay of the judgment, but that, as you know, is an equitable relief. And if you understand the predicate of that judgment was not given to me on the merits. It was given to me on the understanding that my action was pending in court, known to the Senate and known to the Senate President, but notwithstanding that knowledge, he proceeded to purportedly suspend me. So, which of course, it was a direct affront, on the court. And the court, exercising its disciplinary inherent powers, decided to reverse all that was done by the Senate and the Senate President. So, this being an equitable relief which they are seeking, they know that in equity, he who comes to equity ought to come with clean hands. So their hands are not clean as far as this matter is concerned. So I will be very, very, very surprised, if they succeed with the application for stay of the judgment. And in any event, it's a declaratory order. It is not stable in law. They know that. I mean, they have access to good counsel. I expect they will do the right thing, so we show up when we feel like it.
Are we expecting to see you tomorrow at this event?
There's no reason why I should not show up tomorrow.
You will recall that the Senate suspended Senator Omo Agege for 6 months over remarks he made alleging that the upper chamber had sinister motives in the ongoing amendment of the 2010 Electoral Act, but the Federal High Court in Abuja nullified the suspension of Senator Omo Agege, and today he has resumed. Now, Senate President Bukola Saraki has raised an alarm over an alleged plot by the Inspector General of Police, IGP Ibrahim Idris, to implicate him and Kwara State government. Saraki, who disclosed this today at the plenary, alleged that the police chief is on the verge of linking him with some cultists who were arrested in Kwara State.
From where I'm presiding, that is
Speaking
to give you that
at the plenary, Senate President Bukola Saraki drew the attention of lawmakers to an alleged attempt by the Inspector General of Police, IGP Ibrahim Idris, to implicate him and the Governor of Kwara State. According to the Senate President, the IG is planning to link him with some cultists who were arrested in Kwara State, adding that he has ordered the Commissioner of Police in Kwara State to transfer the suspect to Abuja, where they are expected to allegedly make statements that will implicate him.
They know the gravity of the issue. That is why I'm bringing it to your attention, and to continue to let us, our colleagues, and the world know presently the danger that we are going with just this levels of rascalities that is going on in some of this action. I've brought it to your attention, and we must continue to play our own role in doing what we believe in the course of our duty to do this. It's very unfortunate, but that is the information that I have as of now.
Reacting to the allegation, lawmakers condemned the purported plan by the IG to implicate Saraki, resolving to engage with President Muhammadu Buhari over the issue raised by the chairman of the National Assembly.
We don't continue to beat a dead horse by constituting another committee to invite the police to explain, or the IG. I think the idea of meeting Mr. President, to me, is the best. Mr. President is the father of everyone, as far as this administration is concerned. And let me say that some people could be taking advantage at certain points to do certain things that Mr. President would have no idea. And therefore, it's an opportunity for our delegation to Mr. President to explain everything.
When I heard from the President of the Senate of this plot, this dangerous plot, I was humbled. Virtually each and every one of us stands a danger of this sort. I think what we should do, like my colleague said, is to also behave as if we are in the understanding that the President doesn't know. Let us also go to him and tell him that our democracy is collapsing under your watch.
Meanwhile, as tradition of the National Assembly, Saraki are to vacate the seat to allow Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu to preside over the matter. The Senate, therefore, constituted a 7-man committee to meet with President Muhammadu Buhari on the lingering issues between the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, and the President of the Senate to report back in 1 week. Members of the committee are Senator Ahmed Lawa, Olushola Adeyeye, Gaswil Akpabio, Aliyu Wamako, Sam Igu, Fatima Rajirasaki, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, with the Senate President as chairman of the committee.
The Senate has summoned the State Security Service, SSS, a military and the police for a briefing over the killings in Kaduna State. Representatives of the security agencies are to give the lawmakers updates on the killings in Birnin Gwari local government area of Kaduna State, as well as measures taken to beef up security in the state. The summon was sequel to a point of order raised by Senator representing Kaduna Central Sheikh Husani, who decried the continued killings despite the visits of security chiefs to the area. He complained that about 87 people were kidnapped along Birnin Gwari Kaduna Road, and a week before then, tens of people were massacred in Gwaska, a village in the same local government area. A 24-hours ultimatum has been given to lawyers of Senator representing Kogi West, Senator Dino Malai, who is facing multiple criminal charges, to explain the absence of the senator from court proceedings. Justice Olasunbo Goodluck of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, said the High Court gave the ruling today. Malaya's absence from the Abuja court prevented the prosecution from opening its case in respect of the 2 counts of giving false information to the police concerning an assassination attempt on his life. You recall that Malaya accused Chief of Staff to Kogi State Governor Edward David of being the mastermind behind the alleged assassination attempt. However, the police said they discovered the alleged falsehood in Malaya's claim while investigating the alleged attempt on his life at his hometown in Ayetoro, Gbede in Kogi State. In a related development, the Kogi State High Court, seated in Lokoja, has granted the sum of 10 million naira bail to the lawmaker representing Kogi West, Senator Dino Malai. The presiding judge described the medical report of the lawmaker as a merit factor to grant the bail application. Weeks after being held in police custody, the judge ordered Belai to provide a surety in the like sum. Senator Belai is being charged by the police for allegedly arming a deadly criminal guns and convening a political rally that ended with the death of at least one attendee. The Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Kayode Fayemi, is set to resign his appointment. Fayemi, who emerged the flag bearer of the All Progressives Congress APC in the Ekiti State gubernatorial race, disclosed this to State House correspondents today. He maintained that he has crossed a critical hurdle, having emerged as the flag bearer of the ruling party in the governorship election in Ekiti, and that he plans to tender his resignation letter in a week's time. Ekiti State's first runner-up in the All Progressives Congress APC primary, Shaguni, has threatened to leave the party if he is not treated with respect. Speaking with journalists at his country home in Ifaki, Ekiti, Oni said his supporters were receiving threats from Fayemi's camp. Oni also said his supporters should be respected and not victimized by the winner of the primary, Kayode Fayemi, and his supporters. You'll recall that Fayemi won the primary by polling 941 votes ahead of Oni, who polled 481 votes among other 31 aspirants. You're still watching Superscreen's flagship news coming up in business. Consumer Price Index drops from 13.34% to 12.48%. The details of these and more coming up shortly.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice, at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but Nigeria government are keeping quiet. Housemen are killing people. Why? It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family. You are affecting my village. Let me use grass. If I call it use grass, I'm not a mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. Say each shop got 4 million naira. So I don't have the money, so I have to leave. If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it. The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Well, it's so glad to have you back now in Business World. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, has released the Consumer Price Index, CPI, which measures inflation, with the index dropping from 13.34% in March to 12.48% in April. In the report, April is the 15th consecutive month of which the inflation rate would be experiencing a decline. On a month-on-month basis, the headline index increased by 0.83% in April 2018, up by 0.01 percentage points from the rate recorded in March. The NBS report stated that the urban inflation rate dropped to 12.89% year-on-year in April from 13.75% recorded in March, while the rural inflation rate also eased by 12.13% in April from 12.99% in a month earlier. The National Directorate of Employment, NDE, has commenced an empowerment or training program for 100 women in Kaduna State. The acting state coordinator of the Directorate, Sani Maiwada, discussed this during the flag-off ceremony of the training. He said the training is the second and would last for 2 weeks, emphasizing that an additional 43 men will be trained on other skills. Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi says Ado-Ekiti, capital of Ekiti State, will be connected to Lagos-Kano rail line today as he signs a $6.68 billion contract agreement for the Ibadan-Kaduna segment with China Civil Engineering Construction Cooperation, CCECC. The minister who disclosed this at the signing ceremony in Abuja said Ado-Ekiti will be connected with a single-track branch line from Osogbo. Amechi, who signed the contract on behalf of the federal government, said the ministry will provide its counterpart funding between 2018 and 2019 budget provision. He also said the contract is a fulfillment of the federal government's plan to complete the Lagos-Kano rail modernization projects. Still ahead on the news. Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta signed Sweeping Cyber Crimes Act into law. Details of this and more coming up shortly.